What if the future of women's sports rests on one rookie's shoulders? Welcome to Crazy Basketball, where we bring you the untold stories that shake the basketball world. Today, we're going to explore a shocking narrative, one that will make you question everything you thought you knew about women's sports. This is the astonishing journey of Caitlin Clark, a name that has become synonymous with excellence in the WNBA. In just her debut season, Clark didn't simply make a splash. She shattered records, redefined the game, and set a new standard for how women's basketball is played. But amidst all the glory, a dark shadow looms, a controversy involving the very brands that claim to support athletes like Clark. Why is this controversy not on the front pages of every sports news outlet? Why is Nike, a brand that has invested $28 million in Clark, so silent? In this video, we'll break down the layers of this drama and uncover the truth behind Caitlin's record-breaking season, Nike's baffling silence, and the unexpected role Adidas has played in this unfolding saga. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have more questions than answers about what's really going on in the world of women's sports. And it's not just about Caitlin, it's about the future of an entire league. If you're passionate about basketball, controversies, and the real stories behind the game, hit that subscribe button right now because you're about to get an inside look at the issues no one else is talking about. Before we dive into the controversies, let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer magnitude of Caitlin Clark's accomplishments. This isn't just a rookie we're talking about, this is a phenomenon. Clark averaged nearly 20 points per game in her debut season and set a WNBA rookie record for assists. But here's where things get wild. She didn't just break records, she made history by being the first player to achieve a triple-double in WNBA history. This woman is rewriting the rulebook of basketball. Her game isn't just about scoring, she's a complete player. Her court vision, basketball IQ, and leadership qualities are miles ahead of her peers, male or female. Fans are calling her the Steph Curry of women's basketball. But if she's that good, why does it feel like something's off? Why is the media not amplifying her success the way they do for male rookies who perform at half her level? Could it be because of one uncomfortable fact? She's a woman. Now let's talk about the $28 million deal with Nike, a deal that was supposed to change the landscape for female athletes everywhere. But instead of seeing Nike shouting about Clark's success from the rooftops, they've gone quiet. This is Nike we're talking about, the brand that never misses an opportunity to plaster their athletes on billboards, commercials, and social media. So why the silence? Ask yourself, is Nike undermining its own investment in Caitlin Clark? Are they hesitant to promote a woman, especially in a sport that still doesn't receive the same respect or attention as men's leagues? Why isn't Caitlin Clark getting the same treatment as male athletes like LeBron James or Zion Williamson? Is it because female athletes still face a glass ceiling even after they've proven themselves on the court? Here's where things get even more interesting and controversial. Enter Adidas. In a shocking twist, Adidas has openly praised Caitlin Clark despite her being under contract with Nike. Billie Jean King, a legend in her own right, has spoken out in support of Clark. But here's the kicker. King is an ambassador for Adidas. Imagine the backlash if a Nike ambassador publicly praised a male Adidas athlete. But here we are, with Adidas seemingly more excited about Clark's achievements than Nike, the company that's actually paying her. Is Adidas using Clark to poke holes in Nike's image? Are they trying to position themselves as the brand that genuinely supports female athletes while Nike stumbles? Could this rivalry between Nike and Adidas end up shaping the future of sponsorships in women's sports? Now, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Is there a racial dimension to this story? Caitlin Clark is a white athlete excelling in a league where many of the top players are black. While this isn't often discussed openly, could this be a factor in why brands are struggling to promote her? Are they unsure of how to market a white athlete in a league where the cultural identity has long been centered around black athletes and voices? Let's get real here. Is Nike hesitating because they don't want to risk alienating their loyal consumer base in basketball, a sport where black athletes have long dominated the narrative? And if so, what does that say about the way companies view race in sports marketing? Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the reaction from the fans. The silence from Nike hasn't gone unnoticed, and it's sparking outrage across social media. The silence from Nike hasn't gone unnoticed, and it's sparking outrage across social media. Fans are furious that a player as phenomenal as Clark isn't getting the recognition she deserves. Some are even calling for boycotts against Nike, saying they need to step up and show real support for female athletes. This isn't just about Caitlyn, it's about a growing movement. Women athletes across the board are tired of being sidelined. The fans want action. They want companies to put their money where their mouth is, and they're right. Why should female athletes settle for less when they've proven they can dominate just as much, if not more, than their male counterparts? As we approach the end of this video, I want to leave you with a few critical questions. Will Nike finally give Caitlyn Clark the spotlight she deserves? Or will they continue to sideline one of the greatest talents in women's sports history? And what about Adidas? Are they positioning themselves to steal Clark away and become the true champions of women's sports? Most importantly, what does this all mean for the future of women's basketball? Is the system set up to fail women no matter how well they perform? This controversy is far from over, and we'll be watching every development. But one thing is clear, the way brands treat athletes like Caitlyn Clark will set the tone for the future of sports sponsorship. If you care about women's sports, it's time to demand more from the companies that profit from them. What do you think? Is Nike holding back on Caitlyn Clark because she's a woman? Is this a race issue, a gender issue, or just corporate negligence? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's have this conversation. And don't forget to subscribe to Crazy Basketball for more hard-hitting stories like this one. Together, we can demand the change women's sports deserve.